question from the audience. Congratulations on your amazing career.
Thanks.
The end.
The end.
This is kind of related. It's very much worth asking. You said when you played Othello that you identified with the character because there were so few black men at the BBC. Do you still feel the same way? And what do you think of the Oscars boycott? That's from Casmo and There's Two Kisses.
Oh, thanks, Casmo. I worked at the BBC for a really long time, and there was a 35-year period where you never saw any black people there at all, except the people on the door and the people in the canteen and the cleaners. That was it. I never had a meeting with anybody that looked like me for 35 years. And when you work in a place like that, the same at ITV, by the way, although there was a mixed race makeup lady when I was doing the Fosters. And it means that they miss nuance, you know. It's weird if it's just a monocultural thing that you're dealing with, because it's tricky. So, but I had a career and I'm very grateful for it. I'm very happy. You know, The Fosters was hilarious. That's the first ever black sitcom on television. It was based on an American sitcom called Good Times, and yet we weren't really a family because Norman Beaton was from Guyana, Isabella Lucas was from Canada, Carmen Monroe was from Guyana, Sharon Rosita was like an English rose but black, Laurie Cunningham was from London, and I was from Dudley. So when we all sat around the dinner table, it was like the UN. So somebody just hadn't done their research. And similarly, you know, it's interesting when you're doing characters on a sketch show, you always felt like you were having to do the stereotypic character. I'm going to do a Rastaman. I'm going to do a laid-back, cool American dude, because that was something that was translatable. Okay, they can relate to that. They've seen that on the telly, so I'll do that. So as I got older and got my own TV show, I was able to do that a bit with that. It was still me translating it for a monocultural producerial and editorial team, but I was able to say there are other characters you can do, and most of them are based on people in my family. So that's what you can get. But if it had been a multicultural producerial, editorial team, somebody might have gone, oh, that's a bit stereotypical, then don't do that one. You know, that's a more interesting take on that character. Why don't you try this? You know, I watched a show by somebody the other day where every joke was about white people with a Jamaican accent. Every joke.
Yeah.
And I probably would have said, that's great that time, but you don't need to do that for every single sketch. Literally every sketch was about, it's really funny when white people, it is kind of funny, but it's not funny for every sketch. So
I hope they do that joke about white people with a Jamaican accent again.
Again, yeah. So it was that, and I just thought, if there'd been a multicultural production team, maybe somebody would have said, you know, yeah, that's funny, but why don't we do a joke about cars? Why don't we do a parody of this? Why don't we do, you know, just to give it a bit more elbow room? Similarly, I think that if on a show where it's a bit boysy and they're saying boysy things and they're being lazily ignorant and bigoted and racist, maybe if they had a multicultural production team, that wouldn't happen. Or somebody in the team might go, a bit bored about that joke now, can you do another joke about something else?
Yeah.
You know, I just think it might be an idea to be more diverse so that shit like that doesn't happen all the time. We got so many stories in our different communities. Why are we just telling the same 7 stories and being produced and edited by the same 7 geezers?
Yeah. It's true.